Welcome back, mathematicians, to Math with Mr. Almeida. Today we're going to be talking about division. And when we talk about division, you might be wondering why, if we're talking about division, you actually see a multiplication problem right here. And it's an interesting question that you ask, but today I'm going to explain to you what really division is all about, because once you understand what multiplication is about, then you truly understand what division is all about. So we're going to start with multiplication. You've basically seen this fact before. 4 times 8 is equal to 32. That means 4 times 8 is 32. So I'm going to get here and actually I'm going to name the names that we call numbers that we use to multiply. So 4 is a number that we're using to multiply, and 8 is a number that we are using to multiply as well. The numbers that we use to multiply are actually called factors. Factors. And a factor is a number that is used to multiply. So we can say that 4 is a factor and 8 is a factor. And they make a product of 32. So the answer we get after we multiply is called the product. It's called the product. So we have 4 is a factor and 8 is a factor. Both the factors 4 and 8, when multiplied by each other, make a product of 32. So again, I just want to focus on this word factor, because once you understand what a factor is, it makes your world a whole lot easier when it comes to division. So once again, in multiplication, the 4 is a factor and the 8 is a factor. When I multiply the factors together, I get a product of 32. So 4 times 8 is 32. 4 and 8 are factors in this problem. Once you understand that, and you know your basic multiplication facts, like 4 times 8 is 32, 5 times 4 is 20, 6 times 9 is 54. Once you know those basic facts, then we can actually move forward. Let me just write this down again. So we have 6 times 9 equals 54. And so we're saying that 6 is a factor and 9 is a factor, and they're making a product of 54. So both 6 and 9 are both factors. So that's a factor, and this is a factor as well. 6 is a factor and 9 is a factor. One more problem, 2 times 7. Now 2 is a factor, and 7 is a factor as well. I think you get the point. I'm not going to spend too much time on that because I think it speaks for itself. And if you need to go back, you can always rewind the video to go back. However, now, once we understand what factors are, and we know a multiplication problem is just multiplying factors, now we can move on to division. Division. You've been told that division has something to do with multiplication, but I'm going to make it so clear for you to explain to you what division is. Division is simply an unknown factor problem. That's all it is. So you know what you're going to get at the end. You're just trying to find some number to multiply by another number to get a certain number. That's what division is. So you've been asked in the past to find 32 divided by 8. Basically what this is saying is we want to find a number that when we multiply by 8, we get 32. So 32 divided by 8 can also be thought of as an unknown factor problem by thinking about it this way. You can say 8 times what number equals 32? 8 times what number equals 32? Well, we know that 8 times 4 is 32, so essentially that is all we're being asked to do. We're being asked to find the unknown factor. That's what a division problem is. So when you see 32 divided by 8, you're really being asked 8 times what number gives me 32? 8 times what number gives me 32? And the answer to that question is 4. So that's why 32 divided by 8 is 4. Let me give you another example. So when you see this division problem, say for example you have 40 divided by 5. You're really being asked, what problem? 5 times what number equals 40, right? 5 times what number equals 40? And in fact, let me get rid of this equal sign. I misused it. Let me just erase this. Okay. What you're really being asked is, let's go back to the pen. Okay, so we have 40 divided by 5 is really asking you 5 times what number equals 40. Or you can rewrite it the way you see it. You can say 5 times what number gives you 40. And the answer to that, the missing factor that we multiply 5 by, is 8. And that's why the answer to 40 divided by 5 is 8. So we have 5 times 8 is equal to 40. So when you see a division problem, it's really an unknown factor problem. All you really have to memorize are all you really have to know here are your multiplication facts to solve division problems. For example, if you see this problem here, you might say 4 times what number equals 12? Well, this looks like it's a multiplication problem. But it's not, because what am I missing? I'm missing a factor. So because I'm missing a factor, this is a division problem. So what I'm really being asked is 4 times what number equals 12, and the missing factor is 3. So written a different way, the question could have been asked 12 divided by 4 equals what number? Basically what you would say is, you would say 4 times what number gives me a product of 12? And the answer to that is 3. And that's why 12 divided by 4 is 3. Let me give you one more division problem. Let's choose a different color just for fun here. So we have 24 divided by 4 is equal to what? So basically all you have to ask yourself is say, what number, I have to find the number that makes 24 when multiplied by 4. What number do I multiply 4 by to get 24? Well, the answer is 6. So again, going back to this, all you really have to know are your multiplication facts. And if you know them clearly, division is going to really be very simple for you. All you're being asked, and this is the way to look at it, this first number is what you're trying to get to. You're basically looking at this number to the right of the division sign and saying, what number do I have to multiply this number by to get this number? What number do I have to multiply the 5 by to get 40? And the answer is 8. What number do I have to multiply the 4 by to get 12? I have to multiply 4 by 3. And what number do I have to multiply 4 by to get 24? I have to multiply 4 times 6. So thinking about it that way will really help you to understand what division is. Again, division is just an unknown factor problem. When you walk away from this video, if you can repeat to yourself 3 times, division is just an unknown factor problem. Division is just an unknown factor problem. Division is just an unknown factor problem. You will walk away understanding what division is with whole numbers. Hope you enjoyed and continue your journey with mathematics.